There's a storm brewing in the world of chess, not on the 64 squares of the board, but in the hearts and minds of the people who play it. A storm that started with one man's controversial claims and another's silent disapproval. When Grandmaster Vladimir Kramnik, a former world chess champion, began voicing his suspicions about widespread cheating in online chess, it didn't just shake the community, it divided it. And in the middle of that divide stood another grandmaster, Daniel Naroditsky, whose calm voice and measured tone offered a sharp contrast to Kramnik's fiery accusations. Their exchange became one of the most talked about moments in modern chess media, and when Kramnik finally said, "It's not my fault," many wondered, was he defending himself from critics or from the truth? For years, Kramnik has been known as one of the most brilliant, yet complex minds in chess. His understanding of the game borders on the philosophical. But in recent years, his focus has shifted from strategy and theory to something darker, the integrity of the game itself. Kramnik has repeatedly claimed that cheating, especially in online formats, has become rampant. He argues that the problem is much deeper than most players or even organizers are willing to admit. His words, often shared in interviews or open letters, have been blunt and unapologetic. To him, it's not paranoia, it's reality. On the other side stands GM Daniel Naroditsky, a fan favorite, streamer, and one of the most respected voices in the modern chess scene. Naroditsky's approach to the game is rooted in optimism and community. He's built his reputation not only as a brilliant player, but as a teacher, someone who brings chess to millions through his calm and insightful commentary. And when Kramnik began making headlines with his bold accusations, Naroditsky didn't respond with anger. He responded with perspective. He emphasized trust, fairness, and evidence, warning against blanket accusations that could harm innocent players and the reputation of the game. But Kramnik's tone only intensified. He insisted that too many results online were unnatural, and that too many players were performing beyond human capacity. He said he had statistical proof that something was wrong. Many saw this as an attack on the new generation, younger grandmasters who had grown up with computers and were more comfortable with hyper-accurate play. Some felt Kramnik couldn't accept that human chess had evolved. Others believed he was bravely speaking a truth no one else dared to say out loud. Naroditsky found himself in a difficult position. As a respected figure in both professional and streaming circles, he wanted to maintain balance. In his streams and commentaries, he acknowledged that cheating is a real issue, but he also defended the majority of players who compete honestly. His tone was empathetic, his words carefully chosen. He reminded his audience that accusations, once made, could destroy careers and reputations. It was a message rooted in decency, a plea for caution in a world fueled by speculation. As the debate grew louder, Kramnik's statements became more defensive. He said he wasn't targeting anyone specifically, only pointing out patterns that raised concern. "It's not my fault," he told his critics. "I'm just stating the facts." But those facts were questioned by many, including analysts who argued that his statistical models were flawed. Others accused him of being out of touch with the modern style of play. For Kramnik, though, this was about principle. He saw himself as a guardian of chess purity, someone who refused to look the other way while the game he loved was being corrupted. Meanwhile, Naroditsky's influence grew. His commentary on tournaments, his insightful breakdowns of complex positions, and his calm demeanor made him one of the most trusted voices in the community. He became a symbol of modern chess, open, educational, and community-driven. Many saw the contrast between Kramnik and Naroditsky as a reflection of two eras clashing, the old world versus the new, the traditionalist versus the reformer. Their disagreement never turned personal, but the undertone was clear. Naroditsky represented hope, a belief that the game could evolve without losing its soul. Kramnik represented fear, a belief that evolution had already gone too far. And somewhere between those two worldviews lies the truth. Online chess has grown at an unprecedented pace. And yes, cheating has become more sophisticated. But so have players, tools, and technology. The question is, where does vigilance end and paranoia begin? When Kramnik said, "It's not my fault," it felt like a statement of frustration, a man watching his warnings be dismissed by a generation that sees him as outdated. But it also revealed something deeper, his love for chess. Even his harshest critics admit that Kramnik's passion for the game is undeniable. His words may divide people, but his intentions come from a place of protection, not destruction. He's a man who spent decades mastering the craft, and now he fears it's slipping into something unrecognizable. Naroditsky, on the other hand, embodies the spirit of adaptability. He doesn't ignore the challenges. He faces them through education and transparency. His response to Kramnik's concerns isn't to silence them, but to contextualize them. He believes that community, fairness, and trust are the only real defenses chess has left. And in his quiet, thoughtful way, he has built a bridge between fans, professionals, and casual players, something that Kramnik's confrontational style could never achieve. In the end, this isn't just about two grandmasters. It's about the soul of chess itself. Kramnik's fear and Naroditsky's faith are two sides of the same coin, both born from a deep love for the game. One sees threats in every corner. The other sees potential in every move. And as the chess world continues to evolve, both voices are needed. The skeptic who questions everything, and the teacher who reminds us why we fell in love with the game in the first place. Kramnik's words, "It's not my fault," might sound offensive, but perhaps they also carry a plea. Don't shoot the messenger. Maybe he's simply trying to protect something sacred in a world moving too fast for comfort. And maybe Naroditsky's calm defiance is the answer to that fear, a reminder that the future of chess doesn't have to betray its past. Because in the end, the board remains the same. 64 squares, 2 players, and infinite possibilities. But how we choose to play, with suspicion or with trust, might define the future of chess itself.